Welcome to Falls Count Anywhere, where the wrestling ring meets the heart. Hosted by the gentleman Jody Powell, join us as we dive into the latest pro wrestling news and rumors, from the electrifying world of WWE to the inspiring stories of wrestling for Christ. This is your all-access pass to the action, the faith, and the hope. This is Falls Count Anywhere.
Welcome to Falls Count Anywhere. I am your host, the gentleman Jody Powell, and with me, as always, is the mad scientist, Mike Buchanan, deep in the Buchanan Laboratories. Mikey, buddy, what's up, my man?
Not a whole lot. Chilled out a little bit today for the weather, so that's nice because soon it won't know how to chill out.
I was going to say, is it ever chilled in the sunny desert of Phoenix?
It was probably only in the high 50s or so.
Nice.
Maybe low 60s. A little bit of sprinkle here and there. My kind of weather.
You actually get rain in Phoenix?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
We actually have technically a monsoon season in June and July.
Really? I did not know that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I will be sure to visit you not in June or July, but in August when it's 127 degrees out.
Every minute of every day.
Oh man, well that's great. Yeah, it's been nice here actually in the sunny South, upstate South Carolina. We've had a little false spring that we get every year. It's God sending us 75-degree weather for about 3 or 4 days, and then yanking it back and turning it back into high 30s and low 20s.
Of that Colorado.
Just a little taste of what is to come this spring. I can't wait for it, except for the pollen.
Yeah.
But anyway, speaking of things I can't wait for,
Yes,
what's
sir.
going on in the lab, man? I got to
Well,
know what you been cooking up over there.
Funny you should mention that.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. As this is going to be viewed by our fans, it happens on February 23rd. Jody,
Okay.
February 23rd happens to be National Banana Bread Day
Okay.
and National Tootsie Roll Day.
Okay.
When Gordon Ramsay, I shouldn't say that, when some real famous British chef, Welsh chef, heard about the combination of days, he actually had one of his people reach out to me.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. He said, I need a new dessert for one of my kitchens. And so I'm developing banana bread, not with walnuts in it, but with Tootsie Rolls in it.
Oh my goodness. Are you kidding me?
Only about the Ramsay part. in case his lawyers are watching.
I mean, honestly, I'm not a fan of either banana bread or Tootsie Rolls. So you combine the two, and I become less of a fan of either one of those.
No, two negatives make a positive, bro. We learned that in math class way back in 4th or 5th grade.
Was it math class or was that recess? I don't know about that, man. Tootsie Roll banana bread. Yeah, I'm going to take your word for it. That's something. I tell you what, on this one, you don't have to send me a sample.
Dude, I know. I'll send one for the Duchess.
Send one to the Duchess. She will give you an honest opinion about how it tastes. Let me tell
I
you.
have no idea, or no doubt.
Well, yeah, there's no doubt about it. Speaking of the Duchess and all things wrestling, let's talk a little bit about WWE because we're at the go home stage of Elimination Chamber, and it'll be interesting to see what happens tonight on Monday Night Raw. Given last week, which I didn't think was a terrible show, it wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible. I think a couple of things that I have a few problems with, and then a couple of things I'm like, okay, we can deal with that. The couple of things that I had a problem with, first of all, this whole Liv Morgan, Stephanie Vaquer thing that's going on.
You won't be satisfied until they really just break up.
I don't I don't know. I'm just not a fan of it. I feel like what happened last week on Monday Night Raw when Liv Morgan was apparently told something in Spanish that none of us could really understand, which kind of defeats the whole purpose of cutting a promo unless you speak Spanish, which I personally don't, so I didn't get
Yep.
it.
Yep.
And then she started crying and she was mopey and depressed. I think that just completely is outside of the Liv Morgan character. Like I wasn't good with it. I wasn't good with the way that went down. I wasn't good with the way that. Now, if it made her angry, if it made her like speed up her decision to choose her, because she's going to choose Stephanie if I care. Why else would they be doing this? Then I'd be fine with that. If she showed just that anger or that, but to like shrivel up and start crying, and that's just not who Liv Morgan is. I mean, she's the one that says cry about it. She's the one that tells everyone else to cry. And you're telling me that whatever was said in Espanol made her cry. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I didn't like the way that went down. I'm digging. I'm kind of digging Dirty Dom having to translate the promos. That's funny, but
it will become old.
it will, and it doesn't need to be. It doesn't need to be elongated. It doesn't need to be dragged out like Triple H loves to do. All of the storylines. Speaking of dragging things out, we had another sighting of the Masked Man 2.0, who curb stomped Logan Paul onto the announce desk, which I guess is a good thing. And then took off into the crowd and stopped at the top of the stairs. We thought we were going to get a reveal, Mikey. I thought I was going to get a reveal right there. But did not. And
I don't think they'll do that for free, JoJo.
Well, they did in Masked Man 1.0. Austin Theory took his mask off right there for Raw. But I think you're right. I think this one's going to be saved for Elimination Chamber. Everybody wants to know who it is. I'm starting to lean towards the fact that it's going to be Grayson Waller. And I think he's not going to be acting alone. I think he's going to be acting under the direction of Seth Rollins. I still believe that Theory is a double agent. Yes. Because the way he was introduced is so similar to the way this other Masked Man is being introduced, and I could see that. You know, they have Theory Theory and Waller have a history as a tag team. I could see them working with Seth Rollins. I wouldn't be excited about it, but I guess it would make sense.
Yeah.
I feel like whatever it's going to be, unless it's just a complete out of left field kind of thing, everyone's going to be disappointed by it. Just like they were the first time. I mean, we talked about this last week. Sequels aren't as good as the first one. And when the first movie stinks, the sequel is going to stink even more. And I think that's what we're going to get here. Speaking of stinking, I'll tell you what else I think is going to stink and be a letdown is this crate that was delivered to Adam Pearce, not to open until 2/28. This is like becoming. You know, here's what it's becoming. It's becoming like we have to be the Hardy Boys, and I'm not talking about Jeff and Matt.
Which is good.
I knew you would like that. We have to be like Sherlock Holmes or Agatha Christie. I mean, Batman and Robin. We're Scooby Doo here. We're solving mysteries. Here we go again with another mystery crate that is going to be opened at Elimination Chamber. Of course, it's a person size, so you have to wonder who's going to come out of the crate. I know you brought up the name before we went on there of Bianca Belair. What a disappointment!
Internet rumors.
Yeah, they're internet rumors. But what a disappointment that would be. Chris Jericho is another name that's been tossed about because it's a don't open until, and he did the countdown, the whole Y2J thing last time or way back when.
Yeah.
But the thing is, Chris Jericho is still listed on the AEW website. At least he was as of the recording of this episode. I'm sure the internet will go crazy if he's ever taken off of the AEW website, and the speculation will be there. I don't know what's in the crate. or who's in the crate or what. It could be anything from Chris Jericho to the Andre the Giant Memorial Trophy that's going to be battled for in a battle royal at WrestleMania. I don't know. Whatever it is, again, I think we'll be underwhelmed. Because even if it is Chris Jericho, okay, we kind of expected that. And a crate, really? Kind of like it'll be nowhere near as cool as the reveal of Sting when he spent 5 minutes in the WWE, whatever that was.
Yeah.
I just don't know. I'm not this whole mystery, this whole masked man, this whole crate thing. It's bad booking because inevitably a portion or a majority of the fans feel let down by it. It's Black Scorpion. It's, it's unmasking the assassins.
Yeah, all that.
Just not a fan. Not a fan of it. I don't know.
Well, let's put you into something you are a fan of. What was positive last night? Or a week ago, sorry.
Positive on Raw, I think a couple of things. I was really surprised, pleasantly surprised that Gunther was not given the victory in that qualifying match. And even more pleasantly surprised that Javon Evans was. I can't wait to see him inside the chamber. Not that I think he's going to have a shot at winning. He doesn't. He's not going to walk out of there as victorious. But here's the thing. That's going to set him up to have a moment. And he's going to have a moment. It's going to be something acrobatic. It's going to be something spectacular. It'll be like Ricochet and Logan Paul at Rumble that one year where they collided 20 feet in the air, whatever it was. I'm exaggerating because now the story's getting bigger.
Yep.
But I think Javon's going to have an opportunity to show not only his acrobatics and high flying ability, but also his ability to show up in big matches, and that's going to bode well for his career. I'm an Evans guy. I'm behind him. I like the kid. I think he's got a great attitude. I think he is a star on the rise, and I like that. So I like the fact that he's in there. Now, here's something. Here's a thought that I had that I think you're going to like, Mikey. Dragon Lee attacked Gunther in that match.
Yeah.
And we all know that Gunther's going to absolutely destroy Dragon Lee at some point in time.
Yep.
And I think he's going to do so in a way that's going to put him out of action for a period of time.
I don't have a problem with that.
Well, here's something even better for you. In steps Rey Mysterio Jr.
Well, I've been thinking about that for a while.
And does that set up the possibility of a WrestleMania match with Rey and Gunther with Rey's career on the line? Will Gunther retire Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania?
We can only hope.
I thought you would like that.
You know me very well.
Listen, we're talking about a guy that's already in the Hall of Fame, and what is he still doing in wrestling? That still bugs me. The fact that he was inducted in the Hall of Fame and he wasn't even retired yet. We didn't even do that for John Cena. Why are we doing that for Rey Mysterio? It's ridiculous.
I have thoughts, but I won't share them on air.
I know you do. Anyway, so that could be a destination for Gunther, and that's one that I'd be here for. It's kind of lazy booking again because at the end of the day, you absolutely know who's going to win. If they book that match, Mysterio's not going to beat Gunther. He's going to lose. Everybody will assume that he's retiring, and that'll be the end of it. So I don't know. We'll see if we head that way. The whole LA Knight Usos versus Division, I could have done without.
Absolutely.
I think that was just a ridiculous way to open the show, a ridiculous way to have an
use
open
LA
match.
Knight. Yeah.
Yeah, if I'm LA Knight, I'm looking for greener pastures because this is the way I've been booked for the last year and a half when everybody's been clamoring for me to be in the main event picture. All the fans are clamoring for it. Expert writers are clamoring for it, and it's just not happening. It's just not happening. I don't know why. I don't know what Triple Paul has against him. Whatever it is, yeah, he needs to show up on TBS or TNT or wherever AEW is shown, because I just don't think it's going to be a happy ending for LA Knight in the WWE. We'll see. We got Elimination Chamber coming up. I think CM Punk knocks out Finn Balor. They're not going to ruin the main event of WrestleMania. It'd be cool to have it booked that way, but I don't think they will. Becky Lynch and AJ Lee, I don't care. I honestly don't care. I do think Becky Lynch will win it, but I really don't care. And then, of course, the Elimination Chamber match itself, I think we all know that Cody Rhodes is going to be walking out of that as the winner because we're destined for a Cody-Drew McIntyre match at WrestleMania.
Yeah, because we've never had one of those before. So
yeah.
you want to save the firsts for like your WrestleManias.
What a novel concept, right?
Totally.
Anyway. And then on the ladies' side, I don't care. I really think, in fact, honestly, I think the crate is Bianca Belair. I think she'll be an entrant into the chamber. I think she'll win it, and she'll go on to face Jade Cargill at WrestleMania, and I won't care. So I'll tell you what I do care about, Mikey.
What's up, buddy?
I care about our favorite part of the show, Finding Tomorrow, that's going to come up right after the break. Stay tuned. What does it mean to be a man today? Provider, leader, protector, strong one? But what happens when the pressures get heavy and the answers aren't so clear? On Men Like Us, we're not experts. We're just real men talking about real life. No scripts, no pretending. Just honest conversation grounded in brotherhood and Christ. Watch Men Like Us, the third Wednesday of every month at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Abundant TV.
Welcome back, fans, to our perennial, well, not perennial, that means every year, our weekly favorite part of the show, Finding Tomorrow. Jody, you and I were talking during the break with all the buildup of Uncle Sam's military hardware and with Iran desperately trying to be stupid before Israel or us knock them out, we could be at war as our viewers are watching this.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people, they don't think Israel should be there. There's about 1.9 billion people that don't believe Jews should be anywhere on the planet. Those of you, you're Muslims. We may try and talk about that religion later on at some point, but I don't know, Jody. I have times when I feel out of place. I went to Tennessee for a little bit several years back, and it wasn't the right move. I went to Florida years before that, and that wasn't the right move. It's just like, how do you find it? Well, let me touch on the Israel thing first to show you that there's always assistance available if you're looking for direction. This is Genesis 13, verses 14 and 15. And the Lord said to Abram, after Lot had separated from him, lift your eyes now and look from the place where you are, north, southward, eastward, and westward. For all the land which you see, I give to you and your descendants forever. Abram, he wasn't quite known as Abraham yet, was a stranger in a foreign land. He just needed the Lord to tell him where to go. He was living in a place we now consider being part of modern-day Iraq. One day, though, the Lord said to him, Abraham, I have something far better for you, and by extension, all your descendants. Look up at it. When Abram looked up, he didn't have to just days distance-wise, you had to see it chronologically as well. God promised a distant land. Also, God foretold it would be Avram's descendants and their offsprings forever. The thing was, when this covenant was made, Avram had no children. Talk about having to look up to see the plan of the Lord. Father Avram had to do it. Maybe you feel you're not where you're supposed to be. Do you hear God telling you He has something for you somewhere else? You might have to leave the old behind. He'll ask you to move away from family and friends and trust Him. If He says, look up, move, now, I have a blessing for you and your family. Will you? And that is, of course, From Feeling Down, look up, authored by somebody.
Authored by the Mad Scientist, available on Amazon. Go look it up, man. Go buy a copy or two or three or four and give them away.
So, Jody, what are your thoughts on knowing when it's the Lord calling you and not knowing?
Man, it's tough. That's really hard. And it comes down to discernment, honestly, Mike. I mean, you and I both know that. We have to be able to hear the voice of the Lord and understand when that voice is speaking to us versus the things that we want. And that's a hard distinction because our fleshy mind will try to trick us in a way to say, boy, wouldn't it be great if you lived down in the Caribbean and you're on the beach in a tiki hut selling suntan lotion to tourists? That's the life, man. You should go do that.
It's a mission field.
Yeah, it's a mission trip, sure. But God's saying no. No, that's not what I have for you. I have for you this job in Des Moines, Iowa, where you're going to go and you're going to be a part of something that is going to change the lives of many people. And it's Des Moines, Iowa, really? Ooh, I mean, nothing against Des Moines, Iowa, but it gets chilly out there in the wintertime, man. I don't know about that.
A little bit.
It really comes down, Mike, to faith and understanding. Having faith in God to know that His direction is a clear, direct path to a more fulfilling, incredible, better life. Not an easy life. Not an easy life. Don't mistake what I'm saying. But a life that is going to be fulfilling because you are about the Lord's work. And it's not always easy. Ask Jonah. He didn't want to go to Nineveh.
Oh, no.
He did not want. In fact, he went the other way. But God has a way of
correcting things,
pushing you to the right path, and correcting your GPS gadgets. So
I like that word path you used, Jody. I had you look up Psalm 119, verse 105.
Yeah.
And I know we've referenced this on the show before, but I'm going to do it again here just quickly.
Yeah, Psalm 119, 105 is a very famous one. Your word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path.
And for those of you that were here for the last one and haven't heard it anywhere else, that lamp that David's talking about, now down in the South, I don't want to berate rednecks or Southerners anywhere, but down in the South, at least way back when, there were outhouses.
What do you mean way back when? I had to go outside just a little while. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, in Israel, they had outhouses too. And so when nature called, you take your little lamp. It's maybe this wide, my triangle, and you put your oil in it and light that puppy up, and then you bend down, hold in front of you, and you take one step at a time.
Yeah, there were no street lamps. There was nothing but the moon to light your path.
But that's what the Lord says He'll do for you. He says, I will be that close to you. And if you will listen to me, if you will follow my light, then I will move you to where you need to be.
Yeah.
And on that note, Jody, wasn't there a verse in Isaiah, I think?
Yeah, Mike, it was Isaiah 30:21, which I really love this verse. It has a lot of meanings for me personally. 30:21 in Isaiah says, whether you turn to the right or to the left, your ears will hear a voice behind you saying, this is the way, walk in it.
Do you want to share a little bit in the time we have left on why that's so impactful to you?
When I was late teens, of course, I drifted away from the Lord. My testimony is I came to know the Lord very early in life. I was always raised in church, but I'd kind of gotten away from God, and was with some friends in two different cars. I witnessed a car accident in front of me that involved my friends,
Oh,
and I came running up to the car. They were screaming, crying, but ultimately they were okay. But I didn't know that at the time. And so I grabbed the cell phone, which, listen, this is back when in my teens. So, I'm flipping the thing open and hoping I get a connection, right?
yeah.
And of course, dial 911. And we were out in the middle of nowhere. I didn't know where we were. We were coming back from the lake. I'd followed them down. I was following them out. I didn't know where we were. And the operator said, well, where are you? I don't know. I don't know where we are. And when something like this happened, I'm a walker. I'm a walker and talker. And so I'd walked away. I was 50 yards away from the accident, no one around me. And I heard someone tell me the street that we were on, the name of the street. It was a highway. I can't even remember what it was. And I relayed that to the 911 operator. She said, oh my goodness, you're in a different county. I need to switch you over to the other 911 operator. And of course, that happened back in the day when cell phones were not nearly as reliable. And she did switch me over, and of course help came. When I got off the phone, I turned around to thank the person that was there. No one was there. No one was within 50 yards of me. Now, I'm not telling you that it was an angel. I'm not telling you that it was the voice of God. I'm not telling you that it was a car that drove by that it overheard me. The point, it's really not the point as to who it was. It's the fact that there was a voice there that told me where I was and where the help needed to come. And this verse kind of relates to that. We're walking a path and we're trying to figure out where we're supposed to go. But there's always a voice. God's always there directing our path. And that's what this verse says. And we just have to be willing and able to drown out the noise that's around us, to listen and distinguish the voice of God so that we're going down the right path.
That's solid work. But in the time that we have left, real quick, if you're out there and you're on the wrong path in life, you're not a Christian and you're walking away from the Lord. Christians use the word repent. All it means is turn around. You're heading to death and destruction. God's provided a way out through his son, Jesus Christ, who died for our sins. And just like Jody called 911, all you have to do is reach out, call Heaven's 911. There's a great song out there, by the way, with Eddie DeParmo. Go check it out after this. And he'll answer your call. You're never too far gone. Plus, he always knows where you are. Mm-hmm. And he wants you to come home.
Yeah. Those are facts, man. Those are facts right there. And I just pray that if you're just lost, even if you're a Christian, you just feel like you're in the wrong spot, don't turn to the world. Don't turn to your best friends. Don't turn to your family. Turn to God first and hear that voice. You'll be led in the right direction. I'll give you some more right direction, Mike. The right direction is this. Stay tuned, because coming up right here on Abundant TV is The Clash with Chris Whaley, Jeff Dixon. Stay tuned.